I read my sister's fanfiction to our church. My sister Desiree is the perfect daughter. Youth group leader, purity ring, straight A's, volunteers at 3 different charities. Me? I'm the family disgrace who got kicked out at 17 for using vanilla-scented lip gloss. Yes, really. Mom said it was provocative, and Desiree backed her up, saying she was concerned about my rebellious spirit. That was 5 years ago. Now Desiree leads prayer circles while our parents showcase her at every church event. I still hear weekly about how I broke their hearts. Desiree started acting different towards me once I started dating Edward. We were dating for a year and his family actually liked me. His mom always said I was good for him and kept him grounded. But whenever Edward came around my family, we would get side eyes. Meanwhile, Desiree and her boyfriend Oscar were the family's perfect couple. 3 years of a godly relationship, never alone together, holding hands only during prayer. Then Desiree accidentally let it slip at family dinner that Edward stays over sometimes. "Oh, I saw his car there all night when I drove by once," she said innocently. "Not like Oscar and me. He's never even been inside my apartment without supervision." Mom cried about my sin. Dad said I was destroying our family's reputation. Desiree and Oscar prayed over me while I sat there with a straight face. 2 months later, things with Edward were still good. His parents invited me to their anniversary dinner. That's when Desiree escalated. She ran into Edward's mom at the grocery store and said she was concerned about my well-being. She told her she'd found birth control in my apartment, then added, "I just pray they're being safe since they're so active. My sister's always been very physical. Not like me and my boyfriend. We're waiting for marriage, of course." Edward's mom went cold after that. She started asking if I was serious about her son or just having fun. The third time was cruel. I just found out I was pregnant, like literally peed on the stick that morning. I hadn't even told Edward yet, but Desiree had came over that same day. She saw the empty pregnancy test box in the bathroom trash. Within 3 hours, she'd called Edward's mother to prepare her for the news and warned her that I'd been acting desperate lately and might try to lock Edward down. Edward's mom called him screaming about me being a gold digger. He came home demanding to know why his mother knew before he did. We had our first real fight, but none of that compared to what she did the following Thursday. Our parents had just announced they were paying for Desiree and Oscar's future wedding venue while I was dealing with pregnancy alone. I thought Edward and I had worked through everything, even got excited about the baby. Then Desiree did something unforgivable. She created a fake email account in my name and sent a message to Edward's mom confessing that I'd trapped her son, that I'd stopped taking birth control without telling him, that I knew his family had money. Edward's family hired a lawyer, started talking about custody battles. Edward looked at me like he didn't know me. I called Desiree crying. "Why are you doing this to me? What is your problem?" She laughed. "Maybe if you weren't such an embarrassment, I wouldn't have to keep cleaning up your messes." She hung up. I still didn't understand. She was always a little petty, but never like this. That night, while sobbing in my bathroom, I remembered Desiree had left her laptop at my house when she came over. I went to grab it, planning to throw it at her door, but it was open. Hundreds of explicit stories. My sister writing fanfiction on Wattpad. From Harry Styles dated 15 years ago to even Jesus himself now. My perfect, pure sister who wouldn't even kiss Oscar after 3 years was writing the filthiest content imaginable while destroying my life. Everything made sense. She needed me to be the family scandal. She was jealous of my freedom, because if they looked too closely at their angel, they'd see she was sinning more than I ever did. At Sunday service, Desiree was giving her monthly purity testimony. I waited until she said, "Keeping pure in body and mind." Then I stood. "Desiree, you forgot your laptop at my house," I called out. "Should I read what you're working on?" She went white. I opened to her stories. "Listen to Desiree's latest work," I said to the congregation. People looked confused. Desiree tried to grab the laptop. I kept reading, each sentence worse. By the third sentence, she was living her wildest dreams. Several people recognized Oscar's mannerisms in the character. "Stop," Desiree begged. I smiled. "Why? You have hundreds of these. Making money off them while calling me a sinner?" Mom fainted. Her boyfriend Oscar was staring at Desiree. "The tattoo description," he said slowly. "My roommate has that tattoo on his butt. When did you see it?" I accidentally exposed my sister having sex with her boyfriend's roommate.